I'm going to share this real quick. And I did have a wrestling moment with God, like Moses, like, God, I can't say that. I can't do that. Like, that ain't for me to say. And God was a little tad bit annoyed, like, you are the person to say it because I told you to. And that is all the qualification you need to say it is because I said to say it. So several years ago, I went on a mission trip, and I kept having a dream just before I left, and over the course of the first about week of the mission trip, that I was saying to someone, do not be deceived, God will not be mocked. And I assumed that it was about my husband at that time because there was definitely a double standard, double life thing going on in our marriage, and I just assumed that's what it was about until I met the pastor there, and God clarified, and I mean it was instantly clear that it was about this person, and that situation ended up being exactly what God said, and that the pastor who was there was removed and set down. It was not because of me, it was just something that God showed me, and then everything came out about this person to the leadership, and they were set down. It wasn't something I did. It wasn't something I said. I did not even take this word to the leadership. It was just what God showed me. So God brought this back to me today, and I was like, why? Because God has been showing me things over the last few weeks just about how there is not discipleship happening in the way that it is supposed to be. There is more of a manipulative recruiting of people who are in their infancy in faith and who are young, and it's them being recruited to join into things and be a part of things and have their talents and gifts used for things that is not within the will of God, but they don't know that because they're in their infancy of their faith, and so they don't really have that relationship and understanding of who their God is. And God has just been talking to me about that, showing me that, and this is what I have to say. This is what God has to say. This isn't even for the people who are doing things that are outside of the will of God. This is for the people who are walking in the faith. This is an encouragement to you, because I'm not the only one that God is showing these things. He is showing a lot of us this. He wants us to know that, make no mistake, do not be deceived. He will not be mocked. The frustration you feel, the irritation you feel with seeing these things, He wants His children to know, make no mistake, He will not be mocked. He is dealing with it. And He kind of showed me also like this Book of Eli scenario, not like the whole thing, not like the end of days or anything like that. I do not have any end time prophecy, just about how the man was so desperately wanting the Bible. There are people who acknowledge that the Bible is a living word, that is a living book, that it wields tremendous spiritual power. And just like Satan did in the desert with Jesus in tempting him, he wielded the word of God in an evil and manipulative way to try to get him to get the Son of God to do things that were outside of the will of God. There are people who are doing that and have been doing that, and who have created major platforms in ministry doing exactly that, because they acknowledge the power of the word, but they wielded it in an evil way. So it's all, I can't say that there is any chance that you are not going to be revealed. So I can't say this is a warning to stop and it won't be exposed, because God did not tell me that. But the full exposure is coming. He is setting the stage for the curtains to be pulled back and everything to be revealed as it is. And to His children, do not become discouraged. Do not lose hope, because make no mistake, our God will not be mocked. Love you, light.